Welcome to the Build Well podcast with Sean and Courtney Garner. Today is part 2 that we're talking about entrepreneurship in marriage or marriage and entrepreneurship. So we're going to dive right in, picking up from last week. How do you navigate the tension of working alongside each other without it bleeding into everything you do?
2 things. 1, I freaking love it. I love working with you. Ding. I love it. That's
we work with each other, but not like every moment of the day.
Correct. But I think so. I think we've seen 2 different seasons of it. One is where which we still do, have our separate businesses, but we're together because, like I said,
I think that's healthier for us.
Yeah. Really? Did
I offend you?
Well, yeah, because that's what I was gonna say. That's what I like. That's the only thing I like about IV and the real estate stuff is it's something that we feel like we're doing together.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. However.
Oh boy. Let's take a sip.
Well, I like your coffee mug, by the way. However, I would think that like in times where we were both running the same business.
Oh, like the gym?
24 hours a day.
That was a bad idea, yeah.
That's what I'm saying sometimes like if you're together nonstop, then I do think it is hard for couples. Like we know other people that do that. Like they have one business and they're both full-time in that one thing. I do think that sometimes is hard because it's like, well, where does like the office comes home and like it could really easily be 24/7.
Yeah.
The same like work conversation and frustrations with like one's a CEO, one's a COO, or you know what their roles are. So I think that would be challenging. I like the way that we do it where there are some projects we do together.
Yeah, we have our own things.
We both have 2 bigger things that are on our own, and you help me with mine, but it's not necessarily in the capacity where
correct, yeah.
You're in my business opinion-wise at every second of the day.
Okay,
or
I
we're
get
like,
that. That's
you know
true.
what I'm saying?
Because it does. Because the same thing you see happen with people that I see this more so whenever they just have one kid and like the whole marriage was about that one kid and running to all the sports camps and clinics and stuff. And then all of a sudden the kid leaves for college and they're like, oh, I have a spouse that I don't even know because I haven't been dating and stuff. The same thing happens if the one kid is the business.
What if your identity becomes that business, and then what if you sell it, or what if you decide to change it?
Or it has a bad month, or quarter, or year, yeah.
If that's your identity, then it's easy to say, well, we're having marriage, you know what I mean? I think it would be easier to let that bleed over. So God bless you if that is you. You really have to put up some guardrails in having that boundary between home life and work life, and when are we talking about this and when are we not? And it might just be as simple as like, hey, what would you like to talk about today? Like, should we talk about the kids? Like, should we dream? Should we talk about vacation? Should we talk about like what else can we talk about that's not carrying in dueling roles in a way in the same company when we get home?
One of the things, my mindset has changed on this a lot of it over the years because of how I view business and entrepreneurship now. So before, I used to just view it as this is what I do to make money. But since my view of entrepreneurship has now changed to true callings, I don't get bothered by this point anymore of like,
we shouldn't be talking about this right now.
Well,
this is all we talk about.
Correct. I think that where you have to draw the line is I think that it is good, and I want to hear about what's going on in the business. Where it can be bad is where if that's the only conversation that your spouse has.
Is your marriage now a business?
Yes, exactly. That's where the issue is.
Do we still have fun? Do we still have intimacy? Do we still have other areas of our life that we're working towards? And is every single moment of every day and every week and every month about the business?
Yeah, because if you're called to do something by God, why would I not want to hear about that? Or why should we not be talking about the thing? If imagine if we switched it from I'm called to business to I'm called to ministry. Well, if you're a minister and you're doing ministry, are you telling me that we shouldn't talk about that stuff at home? Like,
we can't talk about the Bible.
Exactly. Like,
sure.
We should be talking about it because it is a calling. And so because of that, I think people do it. They try to get the point across, but they do it in the wrong way of saying, oh, well, we got to keep it all separate and stuff like that. Or you shouldn't bring your business home. You don't want to bring the negatives of the business home, but your business is a calling and you do need to share that stuff with your spouse. What you don't want to bring home is, man, I had a bad day, so let's go yell at the kids, or I had a bad day, and so let's kick the dog. I don't know, whatever you need, but you just bring in the stress from that into the house.
Not letting the stress impact the rest of your life.
Talk about
That's
the
a good
winning the
point.
driveway thing. You talked about that.
That's a good point. So I have a business coach,
Yeah.
and one of the things that we really worked on, because it doesn't seem like I can very routinely get my job done during office hours, me having time in that next portion of my day that's really focused on being present with the family and the kids, she told me this concept of winning the driveway. Can I pull into the driveway and turn off everything that just happened and walk into that door as a wife and a mom?
Yeah.
And can I be present? And knowing that, in all reality, once the kids go to bed, I'm probably going to I'm in a season where I have to pick back up the work and try to get it done, or wake up early the next day, which I'm not going to do.
Yeah.
And so I hate mornings. So that's been powerful, and it's a practice. It is hard because if I'm not careful, I'm on my phone. And she even said this, like, put your phone up or turn it on do not disturb, or like just put it in a different room so that you're not tempted to like continue to read the
Scroll, check emails.
emails.
Yeah.
Yes. And I think that's amazing. There was a question on here that I would love us to dialogue about real quickly. What does it look like to switch out of work mode and back into us mode? I have something really I want to say to that, but I want you to go first.
Say it, girl. Oh, you want me? Okay.
What's helpful for you? What does that feel like for you?
I love our weekends. Like that's where like I'm almost like emotional.
Friday to Sunday is awesome.
I'm a super emotional with the weather. Like if it is summertime and it is rainy and we can't be
it's so
outside,
bad.
I get
waited all winter.
super irritable. Yeah. Or like whenever we haven't had weekends and stuff, and it's like because for me, the home is my office. So I mentally can get drug into it even more because my office is right over there. And so I feel like sometimes if I don't get to escape and get outside or something, like I'm still feel like I'm trapped in my office 7 days a week. And so that's where I probably never told you this, but that's why I like to go run errands and like go pick up the kids and stuff sometimes, because for me, it's like I get to leave work for just a little bit.
Oh, good. I feel less guilty that you do that.
For me, it's like a mental check of like, I just got to leave the freaking office for a little bit.
That's fair.
So I like that. I also, I don't think that it's necessarily a switch where it's like, we're not going to talk about this because I said you're calling and I'm called to be entrepreneur. You're called to be an entrepreneur. We're also called for marriage. So both of those callings kind of merge together.
And we still like each other.
Oh yeah, girl.
We have a good time together.
Yeah.
So, genuinely. So I think the weekends are great to do that. And sometimes like we usually take our Sabbath day from Friday night to Sunday.
Yeah.
And so we'll communicate together like, hey, how much work do you have on Sunday to prepare for Monday? Is that, you think, 2 hours? Is it 4 hours? Like, what does that look like? And what time do we want to be doing that so that I'm not working on my computer and you're hanging out. Like, we'll try to do the hangout together.
Yeah.
We love to we don't watch a lot of TV ever during the week, but we usually try to watch one show together on the weekend if there's nothing else to do outside or the weather's not great. And so I think for me, it could look like a lot of different things, but it's truly having a designated time where we are off of our phones and have shut the computer down and just are present.
Yeah.
And do something fun and just rest and like be still sometimes too is beautiful.
Yeah. I think outside looking in, if people like saw it, they'd be like, that's boring. But for us, it's like I love just sitting outside
So much.
and just being next to you. Like
Music playing, we put speakers in the backyard.
Exactly.
We try to make the environment where it really is a shift.
Yeah.
So we can unplug.
That's like, and then you said it earlier.
And the same thing with the kids.
Yeah.
We do the same thing.
We've been very intentional when we moved here about creating like our oasis, because we love traveling to go see places and stuff like that. But we also, even the kids now, they're like, can we just stay home this weekend? Like,
that's a blessing.
We love that.
That's a blessing.
All right, next. How does faith actually hold us together? Not as an idea, but a real daily anchor.
Nice idea.
One of like practically, how do we kind of blend the faith aspect into this? One of the things you talked about briefly, but I think is really important is the Sabbath part. Like I very much believe everybody should work 6 days a week. Fight me on that. But
show me where biblically you shouldn't be working 6 days a week.
Show me the 40-hour work week.
So it's not realistic.
Yeah, but I think that one thing that we've done recently, maybe last year, I like our rhythm that we've gotten into of our Friday Sabbath. Like, so pretty much Friday.
We've been doing that for years.
Yeah, Friday night though, I guess I've hopped on that train because I used to do it differently, where I would still work on Saturday and I would take off Sunday. But now
Sunday's usually a church day.
Yep.
Like that's when our church has services. So by the time you get home, it's 1 o'clock sometimes. So then half of your rest day is gone.
Correct.
And I'm mentally already thinking about all of the things on my calendar for Monday. So it just has been a better rhythm. Like by Friday, I'm tired and I don't really want to work Saturday.
Yeah.
And I love us creating that, like, we usually do like a 36-hour at least pause.
Yep.
And you know what? It's also a breath of air of like, I will sometimes get creative ideas for the business during that time without having my computer open. Or it gives me space to pray about some things too, the decisions that I need to make. And I love that time. For us, we try to have even gone a step further of like, can we order the groceries? Like, how much can we have other people help us with? We have someone that comes and folds laundry. God
Miss
bless
Lisa.
her. Miss
God bless
Lisa,
her.
if you're watching this, we love you so much.
God for
But
Miss
she comes
Lisa.
and picks up the house. And so like literally we do truly try that 36 hours is rest. It's fun with the kids. It's downtime. You love to do a good barbecue. So
Love a
like
good
our
barbecue. Yeah.
house is like cool on the weekend. Like
Yeah.
we got it figured out on the weekend. And then we go into Sunday church and then at some point
Gotta
get a
come
little bit
home
of
and then,
work
yeah.
done. Yeah. At some point in the day. I mean, it's not all day typically.
And because of the capacity we've done things on, one, that is awesome because it is a hard stop to where we are truly resting. But, and then again, this is also my argument to this pattern in the 6-day work week. Mondays are less stressful because we do have that Sunday afternoon prep time.
Yes.
So
they
we don't
are.
go
Yeah.
into a whole weekend
I
of
don't-
emails and
right.
stuff like that.
And I don't have to guess or be anxious about what's on my calendar tomorrow. I'm already prepared for it.
Yeah.
So just deal with it. Move on.
Other quick things that we do for this is our daily time in the Word is almost non-negotiable. It is non-negotiable for me. Like I'm more like some people are like, I haven't had my coffee. Don't talk to me. I'm that way, like with the Word. Like, Jesus.
I don't go into the other day I was late and I didn't even realize I was going to be late for a patient. But I'm like, I can't get in there and do this job without having a little bit of scripture and talking to Jesus because I got a lot of decisions to make today.
Yeah, exactly. I don't think people
They don't put enough emphasis on that. I think that is a set that changes the pace of your entire day.
Yes.
So however you can get that in. For a lot of moms, it's hard. That time might be in the car, worship music's playing, and I'm praying as I'm driving because I got to get a kid to school or whatever. That sometimes is hard. But I think it has to be a non-negotiable. The other thing that we have done really for the last 10 to 12 years is pray together
every night before you go to bed. Yep.
Every night. I have loved that because there's been seasons that our marriage was on the fritz, like, and I didn't know where your heart was.
Yeah.
And so it's really hard. Men sometimes have a hard time being vulnerable. So I hear in terms of
Are you saying I'm super emotional?
praying. No, in terms of praying in front of their spouse, like,
Yeah.
a lot of men
Oh,
had that strong male leadership in their home. We came from generations where women were typically the stronger spiritual leader. And so we've tried to shift that in our house where you really are the leader, although it's a co-effort. But man, it can be hard for men to get used to more than women for most people. So that's normal. But I love knowing where your heart is because you cannot truly pray to God.
Yeah.
And if there's shame in your life.
Yes.
Correct?
Yes.
I mean, like in a out loud,
Dear
vulnerably.
Jesus, thank you for this day and for this food. Amen. Like
right. But a true, where is your heart posture at? What are the things that you're really thinking through and praying for our family, for our marriage? And sometimes when we're laying in bed and you say a prayer and I'm like, I didn't know he was feeling that way. I'm like, okay, Lord.
Yeah.
Like I will hear your vulnerability in that moment that I needed to be aware of because it's how you prayed. You prayed for a solution for X, Y, and Z that I didn't even know was on the table as an issue at the moment.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree. And also it is impossible to go to bed angry if you've just prayed with and for your spouse.
Well, there's been a couple of times.
You're saying it's still possible. Okay, so for last question for today then. So what would you say to the entrepreneur couple, maybe this is one of those times, who is in survival mode right now? They love each other, but they're running on fumes.
Stop, drop, and roll. Stop and assess. Pause and assess. Where are we out of balance?
Yeah.
It's not going to be perfect. Every part of your life is this equal thing. But where are we hurting and why are we hurting there? Is it because we're not spending time together? Right? Like I know that for a lot of couples, there's a lot of tension over physical intimacy. And I get that. but it usually comes from a lack of emotional intimacy.
Yeah.
So where are we out of alignment on time together? Where are we not having fun? Are we not finding joy? A lot of times tell my patients, what do you do for fun?
Yeah.
Like, I'm prescribing to you to go do something
Prescribing fun.
that
Dr. Fun, yeah.
you enjoyed for one day a week or whatever, right? So where is that? Are we not taking breaks? Do we need that quarterly retreat? Is there something spiritual out of alignment? That's big.
Yeah. The alignment piece, I think, is always the root issue if you look at it, because we both, this is why we love each other, we both don't think that there is such thing as like work-life balance,
It's
because
not perfect balance.
in order to balance something, it means they have to be equal. So you cannot balance your relationship with God with your work, with your family. That means they're out of, you can't do that because they shouldn't all be equal. It's about alignment and priorities. And so I think that if you're feeling this stress, a lot of times those things are out of alignment, and you dig deep enough, I'm pretty confident it's most likely a spiritual root. Like you started letting stuff slack in your morning prayers. Are you praying? Is it real prayer, or is it like the "Dear Jesus, thank you for this day, amen"? Like, you know what I mean? Are you having those real honest conversations with God? Are you in the Word? Are you speaking the Word? What are the things that you're saying? Like, almost all the stress comes to a spiritual root that is not being watered or planted, and that's bleeding to everything else in your life.
And let's take it one step further.
Yep.
If you are building a business and it is chewing up your time, where are we out of alignment with what the vision originally was?
Yeah.
Is there something there that is not right? I had this epiphany this week.
Let's go.
There was somebody that I saw on social media. She's a female kingdom-minded entrepreneur coach. And she said, are you building from heaven down? Are you trying to build from the ground up? And that is so true. I could get emotional about that, because there's parts of our business that were God ordained, they were God given. I know that the strategy was heaven down.
Yeah.
And there's been moments of the business where I was trying to figure out the revenue, and I began coming up with my own ideas of how I was building, and I was building from the ground up. And those are the areas that I was trying to build from the ground up that I have exhausted myself and exhausted us as a couple.
Yeah.
And so now it's like reshifting. Another part is like the vision for us originally, I realized with like starting this, when we were both working in Miami for other people,
Yeah.
and we had a conversation on our balcony about what we wanted life to look like. And if we became entrepreneurs, what was our dream that we could give our kids? And it was time freedom, travel freedom,
Yeah.
improved financial situation. It was those three categories for us, being able to show them like ministry, and we have a heart for that, and how can we blend the things together and make ourselves available for God to use, whether it's in our business or it's in a ministry or evangelism or church type setting. And so one challenge we have had is that, because like we saw ourselves traveling the world, we both said we want to be the people that show our kids the world, and I ain't waiting for your dusty son to take my girls,
Show my girl
to show my girls the world, right?
Yeah,
That was really our heart and our intention when we started this. And there's been some moments that have the decisions that we've made that's made that more difficult, because we have a location, and I'm not getting rid of the location, but it just is that's not what I'm trying to say, but it's been a challenge that we're trying to have a navigate and figure out, is like, this vision has grown and evolved, but how can we still be in alignment together on what our true purpose and intention with building these things was?
Yeah, get back to the main thing, because again,
let the main thing be the main thing.
We always say on this show is entrepreneurship is a calling. So God has called us 100%. I know that we are both doing what God has called us to do. So it doesn't mean that just because God called you to something that it's going to be easy. But it does mean that if you stay, again, to that root issue, if you stay connected and committed to Him, the path will be laid out. Trust in the Lord with all your heart. Don't try to figure it out on your own understanding. Acknowledge Him, and He will direct your path. And so if the path is getting off, well, are you trusting Him?
That's good.
And is He the one that's leading you, or are you just trying to do it all yourself?
I love that. That's a good ending right there. I am so excited for the next episode. We're going to dive more into a balanced life and really building well. But I think this episode laid a really good foundation for what it means to be have a healthy marriage inside of entrepreneurship.
The couplepreneur.
The couplepreneur. Okay, thank you guys so much for tuning in today. This is Sean and Courtney. Thank you for being a part of the Build Well podcast. Please like and subscribe and share this with somebody in your life that needs this type of encouragement.